Good morning, welcome back to Little Acre Farm. I wanted to share some changes that are coming to the mini homestead. And by the tomatoes, I'm looking for hornworms because we've had 3 that were like that long over the last couple of days and they are nasty. Alright, so changes that are coming to Little Acre. It is almost time to plant the fall garden, which is very exciting. But we still have plants that are producing from the summer. So our tomato forest is wild. We are about to harvest our first atomic grape tomato, which I'm very excited about. We might be able to do that this morning. We'll see. But we are planning to pull out some of the plants that are no longer producing, that are sick or underproducing. These are pickling cucumbers here on the trellis. They have given us like well over 24 jars of pickles, which is wild to me. But they are no longer doing super well. We definitely had pickleworm pest pressure in July. They're little burrowing grubs that get into the actual cucumbers, and then you can see their frass on the outside, so you know you have to throw the cucumber away, which is really a shame. We lost quite a few good cucumbers to that. There's one on the vine that I want to show you really quick. Now we have leaf-footed bugs too. These things are the worst. Okay, I don't know what happened to that cucumber. I don't see anything like in it or on it. It's just very round. Anyway, we're gonna pull out these cucumbers. Might replace them with another round of pickling cucumbers just to get something onto the trellis before we put something else there for fall, because they do grow super fast. And then we are planning to put more green beans. This same thing is happening up here. They are just like bunching at the top instead of continuing over the trellis, which is fine, because they're still producing really well. It's kind of silly though. Anyway, we're gonna put more green beans over on this opposite side of the trellis here, opposite the pickling cucumbers, I think. And then I think we're gonna start our butternut squash soon on the opposite side right there of the green beans. So then we have in the tom bed lots of peppers that are starting to actually make peppers, which is super exciting. The tomato forest, of course. And then down here is where we used to have our zucchini that got vine bored, which is such a shame. We do have other dragon tongue beans here as well, and I want more of those because they are the best bean I've ever had in my life. They're so good. Highly recommend if you're not growing them. They taste delicious. But I want to put more of those in here. We're going to try inoculants this time to see if that will help us get more production on them, because I feel like they aren't producing as much as they could be or should be, like across all of the different types of beans that we have. Okay, then changes coming in this bed. Here, this is Jerry, Tom and Jerry. This cucumber plant here has done so much. It's given us, again, dozens of jars of pickles, not even counting like the cucumbers that we ate fresh. It's so much. It produced so many cucumbers already. We have 2 more plants that are growing, 2 sprouted from that spot. The third one, we had a third like cucumber mound here. It never did anything, like it sprouted and then it immediately died. So what we're gonna try to do is guide these 2 new cucumber plants away from each other, and yes, they will be competing for resources, but they won't be competing for space on the ground. So we're hoping that we can get, you know, even more cucumber harvest this year once we pull this one out. It's still producing. It's had some pest pressure. It looks like it's kind of recovering. We'll see what happens with it. If it continues to produce, it can keep doing its thing. That's totally fine. I'm gonna go this way because we have these, I'll see if I can show you one. We have these things called leaf-footed bugs on our cucumbers. Do you see him? Look at him. They look so mean and they're so gross. Anyway, Phil has to come out here and squish them all the time, but obviously he's at work right now. Okay, and then let's see. We have our parsnips. They're actually parsnippy. This obviously is an okra, but the other ones are parsnips. They actually look like parsnips. Phil kind of dug into the ground a little bit, and they're vegetables, which I didn't expect. And then we have my favorite crop this year, the okra. Is it naturally pest resistant? We've had no problems with it, knock on wood. But we're getting like 4 or 5 pods of okra a day, which is wild to me. We need to get our deep freeze so that we can like prep it for, I don't even know how to store okra, but we have so much of it, we really need to figure it out. Also, I love the flowers. They are some of the prettiest garden flowers on a vegetable plant. We have like 8 heavy hitter plants, and then I think we have like 10 to 12 Alabama Reds. I think I prefer the Alabama Reds. They feel less like, it feels like they have less of that, you know, kind of slimy interior than the heavy hitters do. Don't get me wrong, the heavy hitters are still really good. And I found if you kind of dry them out in the oven, you don't even like get that like slimy texture. Anyway, purple bush beans making a comeback. Very excited about it. They're also delicious. There's a bee. We have so many bees. Also, before I started filming, there was a hummingbird who of course flew away before I was able to capture him. Anyway, the last change is the yellow squash plant that we thought made it. Didn't. It is absolutely dead. I mean, I need to pull it this weekend. Okay, it doesn't look dead, but there are, I don't know what got into it. I'm gonna guess pickle worms, but something is in the stalks and like eating the plant from the inside out, eating the fruit from the inside out, which is infuriating. It feels like there's nothing we can do to stop that, and it feels like zucchini and summer squash and spaghetti squash all have these like pests that you can't like prevent against without doing a whole bunch of like daily maintenance. And I appreciate that a garden requires a lot of work, but that's a lot. Should we check on our atomic grapes? I'm gonna make sure there's not a giant hornworm anywhere. They blend in so well. It's the worst. Welcome back to Tomato Forest. Oh God. Okay. Absolutely terrified of touching a tomato hornworm. I know they don't sting or anything, but God, they're disgusting. Okay. So it looks like they're not quite ready yet. I'm not sure that I'll be able to like get a good shot of it, but we do have this atomic grape that is starting to turn yellow, which is so exciting. Which is so exciting. That's like the fruit that I've been waiting for. And let's see. Ooh, 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 okay. So they're definitely not ready right now, but they will be soon. They're starting to get like a little bit of give to the skin instead of just being really firm. So I would guess in the next week or so, we'll start to get atomic grapes, which is so exciting. I've been waiting for those literally all summer. I don't know what they taste like. I don't know anything about them other than I'm just so happy that they grew. But they should come in soon. Hopefully. I can't wait to let you know how they taste. Oh, final updates. The potatoes. We've given up on the potatoes at this point. They're like doing nothing. Anyway, I think we're going to plant a fall crop for those. Okay, any more, hornworms? Ugh. I'm going to go this way. Anyway. Me wants to be a homesteader. Also me can't handle bugs. See you next week.